Well, hello guys, this is your girl Diva Diva Fashionista, and this is my weekly recap and review of the show Up Hip Hop Atlanta. And if you may or may not have noticed, I skipped last week. Yeah, we're in episode 8, which is entitled Going Down in A-Town. Let me check that out. I don't think that's right. Oh yeah, A-Town going down. And yeah, I skipped last week because it's a lot. YouTube is all about numbers and things like that. So I was a little disappointed in the prior week's views. And there was some other stuff. I don't know. But I'm back and better and ready to get into this recap. So we start off always with a cliffhanger. Last week's episode, Bow Wow was upset. He was talking to the producers because his father was going to pop up on him at the studio. And we all know it's just so contrived. Like, how did he know where the studio is? Y'all not in contact. Who invited him? And I think Bow Wow even asked that, and they said, "Oh, Deb, really now?" Really? Because we saw Deb already backed out. She said she's just going to stay out of the situation. So Deb told him where he was at. Y'all got to do better. But they finally, Bow Wow's cursing up a storm. He's really upset. He really doesn't even want to have the conversation. But he's like, all right, this is what y'all want. This is what we're going to do. And by the time his father actually gets there, he does calm down a bit and he is receptive to the conversation. And I do like that we see Alfonso has a turnabout in his attitude, because in the past episodes we saw him saying like, oh, Bow Wow didn't try to get him help, or Bow Wow wasn't trying to reach out to him. But he now accepts that it is his responsibility. So if Deb did anything, that was cool, that she impressed upon him that it is his responsibility to reach out to his son and keep trying, even though Bow Wow has slammed that proverbial door in his face. He has to keep trying. And his father says like this is all he really wanted was to have the conversation. And yeah, to Bow Wow's credit, Bow Wow really kept it real with his father. He really kept it real with his father and just telling him how he felt, telling him, seeing him all strung out when he was having some type of event or signing. It was embarrassing for him. And, he said he's been a disappointment, but he's willing to move on. They're willing to move on in the relationship. He's willing to move on in the relationship and just see. He's not promising that they're just going to pick up right off where they left it, which they shouldn't because it wasn't that great. But he's gonna just see, and this is just a start to maybe repairing the relationship. In last week's episode, Reginae and her mom Toya, they have a little spat over this mother-daughter book that they're doing, some type of advice mother-daughter relationship book. And they leave off on bad terms. But now you see Toya in the kitchen. Toya's in the kitchen a lot, I see. But she's in the kitchen, and here comes Reginae. And Reginae is like, hi, Mom. And Toya's all, oh, you're talking to me now? And so they kind of say their different sides of what they felt was wrong with the situation. But it really just amounts to Reginae being a spoiled brat. She's spoiled. She's really feeling herself filming this show, and it's really just showing in her attitude and the way that she moves. And Toya is trying to reel her in at this point, but I just have a feeling that it just might be too late. You created a monster, girl. Good luck dealing with that. So we move on to Bow Wow, who's on the phone with Miss Deb, and he basically humbles himself again. A lot of humbling of Bow Wow in this episode, and he just lets Deb know that he's appreciative. He couldn't see what she was saying before, but he's appreciative of her intervening in the situation, that he's had the conversation with his father, and it's a good start. And Deb is like, you're welcome anytime, and we have that little wrap up of that. Bow Wow is concerned about his safety. He gets a text with recent pictures of him, which is probably that day or the day prior, and it's saying basically Be careful out there in the A, which this opens up a lot of questions. Like, who is it? What do they want? Like, why Bow Wow? What's the beef? Like, how did they get his number? Like, it's a lot, but we're gonna park that for right now because we do find out later on in the episode. So Bow Wow is texting Neek Neek because he is so concerned about Neek Neek because it's come out in the blogs that her parents, T.I. and Tiny, are getting a divorce. So, you know, he sees her as a little sister and he has to check in on her. And Neek Neek just being, I don't know if Neek Neek is the Beyonce of the A and we just don't get to see much emotion and we just don't know who she really is. Because Neek Neek is like, you know, she's appreciative of his concern, but she doesn't really want to go there. As she says, she stays out of that stuff. You know, she's just really trying to focus on her career and her upcoming EP release or listening party. So that was a cute scene between them. And we move on to Bow Wow. Now, he's texting Reginae because they're both concerned about Neek Neek, DK. You know why they need to talk about it, but they need to talk about it as well. And then he does need to try to get her to have this conversation because he's concerned about this blow up with Brandon that was sold 3 episodes ago. Okay, we see the cousins meet up. Ayana and Brandon meet up in a clothing or sneaker store, and Brandon, I don't know what's going on with Brandon. Brandon is, at this point, it feels like he's just trying to fulfill his contractual agreement because he's really not here. He's not really about playing the game. As they leave the store, he's just like, I'm not going to say we'll be back because we're not going to be back, you know? And it's just like, Brandon, you might be a little too real for reality TV. You know, he goes outside there talking, and he's really upset with Deb. Like, Deb has just keeps stealing his artists. And again, that's something I said, you know, he might just need to just charge her a finder's fee. He just needs to be a talent scout because everyone he's dealing with wants to then go on and deal with Deb. In this episode, Deb steals Brave from him, and Brave is really the group that he's like banking on to take him, you know, to the next level, to be recognized as the Brandon Barnes. And, you know, again, Deb comes on and is sweeps them right up. So, you know, he's really in his feelings about that, and he's just letting Ayana know, and Ayana's just like, wow, like, you know, he's gonna be moving out, or he's gonna be doing all this stuff, but he, in his mind, he just needs to get away from Deb, and that's not what I think he needs to do. I just think he just needs to reevaluate and, you know, try something else. Leaving Deb is probably not the solution, but again, he's in his feelings, so that's what he thinks he needs to do. Okay, back to Baby Monster. Like, I've tried to stay as neutral as possible with these recaps and reviews, you know, which is why I haven't done them before or really try to do an established show, because at this point, especially when a show is in seasons and seasons, you do definitely have your opinion of people, whether you like them or not. And yeah, Reggie is just little Miss Reginae. She is just turning into a monster. Like, she is totally feeling herself, which, you know, it's hard not to do when you are a child of such huge celebrities. But she's just yeah, she's throwing her name out there like it opens doors and it rings bells. It may, I don't know, I did no, not for me, but, you know, she's talking to Bow Wow. Bow Wow is really just trying to squash this beef. He's like, before things get too out of control with this whole Brandon beef, which should be so over, he's like, you know, let's try to squash it. He really tries to play the peacemaker, and he's asking her, like, will she ever just, you know, be over it? And she's like, no, she's never gonna be cool with him. But in the back of her mind, she's plotting something. She's like, he will be handled. He's gonna know that you don't mess with Reginae Carter. Okay, girl, like, this is some BS. And I'm like, she really needs to just get over it and get over herself. It's pathetic at this point. She's really just dragging it and just wallowing it. I need to see her go on and do something else. I need to see her just pick who she's going to be. Are you an author? Are you an artist? Are you a socialite? Whatever it is, a fashionista, whatever it is, go do that. get off of this Brandon. Let Brandon go figure out who he is, and you go do you. Like, that's what it needs to be at this point. But it's just still just not over for Regina Carter. We got a scene with Ayana and Old Girl. I'm guessing they're on a date. I kind of wasn't looking because I told y'all I'm not here for this relationship. And all I know is they're on a Ferris wheel, and Old Girl's phone starts to ring. And Ayana's like, who's calling us? And Old Girl kind of like cuffs the phone and just brings it over here like, chill, don't start that. And Ayana's like, who is this? So she's like, oh, that's work. I have no idea what time of day, because it could be any time of day that they're filming this. But Ayana makes it seem like it's late at night, and she's like, it's not work. And of course, work calls right back. So yeah, she's like, work is not blowing you up. Like, we just need to really just figure out what we're doing. And she states that Old Girl has been distanced ever since meeting the father. And Old Girl throws something out like, you know, just figuring out, we need to figure out who we are and who we want to be with, and maybe even date around. So Ayana has finally had enough. Finally. And she's just like, forget you, bleep, 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 whatever, it's over. She's like, she doesn't care. She sees her again. And I'm just like, yes, finally. Bye, Amy. Bye. So we have a scene with Deb. Well, it's supposed to be just a Brandon scene, because Brandon, again, like I said, he's in his feelings. He's trying to just pack his stuff and just leave his mother's house, and Deb stumbles across him doing it, and she's like, what is this? Like, what's going on? Like, you weren't going to tell me, like, you're leaving? What is this? Like, you know, Deb she's okay with him leaving, but it's kind of hurtful, because it's like, you couldn't talk to me, like, regardless of whatever is going on, just let me know, like, what you're doing, you know, go ahead, go be a man, but like, just, we still need to have the conversation. But Brandon is just, he's not feeling it. He's just really upset, and he's gonna go do him, you know. He needs to step out, as he said, his mother and his brother's shadow. We'll see. This episode wraps up with Meek's listening party. So her EP is dropping, and everyone is there. Everyone is invited. I'm sure T.I. was there. I didn't really look. I was trying to write notes to keep up with everything that was going on, because it started going really fast at this moment. It seems like they're wrapping it up. I'm not sure if this is the last episode, because we don't get to see like a preview of next week. It's like they're just putting all their eggs into the original basket of the original show. So, you know, I saw a promo for Growing Up Hip Hop, which I guess that's LA. But yeah, we don't know. Is this the last episode? Is there gonna be another one? Is it gonna be a reunion? We need to know. But we're wrapping up, and it's moving really fast. You know, we get to see Ayana's dad, who was like, I knew Old Girl wasn't good for her. You know, Ayana is sad, even though she's there to support Zanique. She's sad about, you know, her relationship being over. Brandon arrives at the party, and he's warning the person he's with. I was trying to pay attention, but I wasn't paying attention. He arrives with the girl. Is that Honeybee? I don't know like who he's with, but he's telling her, like, you know, it still might be some residual drama from the Regina situation, but excuse me, he's not really here for it. He really has his own issues with his mom. Like, that's really where his focus is, you know, where he's taking his career to the next level, and just the issues that he has with his mom. And you see a little confessional with Tiny talking about how she's so proud of Zanique. Zanique actually looks cute, and she's really excited just to have everyone listen to her new song. And they put on these headphones, and she's like, for everyone who doesn't have headphones, they're going to play it out loud as well. And it seems like it's a cute, I'm guessing that's what we're hearing, that little snippet while everyone's still talking and trying to wrap up their different storylines. It's cute. Go ahead, girl. Like, I'm rooting for you, Neek, but we just need to see way more personality and way more looks. Like, we need to get her stylist ASAP. We need some strong looks and some strong music. But yeah, I'm rooting for her. I hope it happens for her in the way that she wants it too. And you know, we see Deb, who is still, you know, mad at Brandon. Brandon is mad. So they're sitting together. Like, I guess the cast was supposed to sit together, and they're all there, and then Regine comes in. Regine comes in, and immediately she's like, Brandon, oh, she didn't want to see Brandon. She didn't want anything to do with Brandon. And she sees him sitting at her table. Supposedly he's sitting in her seat, according to her. And so, again, like, she looks super childish in this situation. She runs to her mother, who wants nothing to do with it. Then you see her run to Ayana, who, again, wants nothing to do with it. It's like, you'll be alright, just leave it alone. And so she goes, she takes a seat, and Brandon actually acknowledges her. He says hello. She does not acknowledge him. And you know, you see her texting someone. She has this real, like, sneaky little look on her face. So we get the impression that she's up to no good. So I just really hope that we do get to see, like, what happens, what comes out of that text, and we don't have to wait all the way to like October or November to see what it is. And yeah, Brandon, he's maybe found his 100th problem, because Deb is not sitting well with Deb. It's not sitting well in her spirit what's going on with him not speaking to her. So she takes him outside, and again, here we go, Brandon really just refusing really to like film and really play the game. Like, he's just like, I'm not doing this. Like, he's not giving her much, and it's just really crazy. And we shoot over to Bow Wow, who's in the studio, and he's recording, and he's in good spirits. All of a sudden, dude in some zip down hoodie with the tattoo showing, it's like an eye, Egyptian type eye on his chest with a blurred face. He comes in with some big old dude, and he's like, yeah, dude, like, you thought you just was gonna come back to the A and it wasn't gonna be that? Like, and Bow Wow's like, so it's you that's texting me and, you know, sending me a picture? Don't worry about that. Like, dude's like, don't worry about that. And so, you know, they exchange some words, and then you see Bow Wow shove dude. You know, so again, that Bow Wow, I guess he has an idea of who the beef has been with, and he's saying like some dude that he used to, you know, kick it with, but basically people want to come along with the ride, but they don't want to put in the work. So, you know, he doesn't feel like he owes this dude anything, but it just starts being this little push and shoving match, and like no one really throws any like punches. It's just like like, and y'all know everybody says Bow Wow stages things. I don't know if this was a stage, because how did Dad have to clear all these producers, all these people, and he's coming, he's over here, he's coming over here, but dude just walks right in like, oh, so you thought, like, so dude got a hell of a lot of juice, or this is some more BS. But anyway, that is my recap of this week's episode. I don't know what we're doing next week. You're just gonna have to stick around. You're gonna have to hit that like, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you thought about this week's episode, and then we'll see what I'll be posting next week. I can't call it at this point. But thanks so much for watching, and you can catch me, or I'll catch you in the next one. Later.